And then moving into our December festival, and this has always been a Meliodas, so we have got a hint of who it's going to be. We can almost take off the fact that it will be a Meliodas here, but which one it will be, that is the tricky part. Now, it should also be said that every single New Year's, they add something new. Our first festival we got for New Year's was a Saltmore Meliodas, and he introduced the Holy War banners. 1 year later, we got Traitor Meliodas, who introduced the Dark-type characters. And then 1 year later, we did get Purgatory Meliodas, who kind of got introduced with Light Escanor, but he introduced the special border effect. And for New Year's this year, or I guess last year, we did get the new UR edition, the new UR characters. So each year, they always do something new, and I tried predicting that last year, and obviously we were wrong. But I do guess with each year, it does get a bit easier, and that is dual characters.
Was the knight in shining armor in your movie?
Alright guys, welcome back to the 76 Grand Cross video. It is confirmed the new end of year character is what we predicted a few months ago now, but also spoke about the other day basically, where we did give some hints and some proof that the new character coming out at the end of the year is more likely going to be a dual character, the first ever proper dual character in the game, featuring 2 characters, and you're starting off with obviously Elizabeth and Meliodas. Makes sense, right? If we're going to get a dual character, that's the first thing they're going to do. And honestly, I'll probably make a video after the character comes out and we see how the character actually works, which we're going to talk about in today's video. And talk about like what dual characters we could see in the game, because there are quite a few and I'm actually looking forward to them. Also on screen, if you don't know, Kevin is, I guess, a dev tester, sound dev, but he actually plays the game. He's tested apparently the new character, and he does say that the new Meliodas Elizabeth is the most broken character he's ever made, and that is definitely scary to hear him say, because, well, Millen is so broken, it's hard to imagine they're going to go above and beyond that level, but I feel like you have to, right? Like, Lancelot was a good character, but people didn't enjoy him too much because he wasn't as good as Millen, basically. So, yeah, it's looking scary. While, yes, Melly is the main attraction, I'm actually looking forward to Elizabeth, because it will be the first time ever in Grand Cross history that Elizabeth will now be considered an actual Sin character, right? Because so far in the past, of course, she's not a 7 Sins character, but if you look at the passage, especially when you look at her actual, you know, who she works with applicable ally for 7 Sins, but none of the 7 Sins work with her. And I think undoubtedly, although I'm sure he's going to work with demons, because I don't think they're going to restrict him too much. In fact, if he works with Sins, demons, and goddesses, that'd be pretty good too. So there is a lot of diversity you can use, and then whether certain races or characteristics get buffed up, then he will see a new home. But I think his main focus would definitely be towards the actual Sins, right? Because it should be sort of based off the final actual chapters, maybe leaning a bit more towards the movies, where he's, of course, working with the Sins. And yeah, I haven't made it yet. I'm definitely going to do it soon. But like, they've gone quite big buffs, like LRDM, for example. So having like a full Sin team would be pretty good too, especially if Elizabeth does work in it as well. So we spoke about the other day, but the only time that Elizabeth and Meliodas kind of fight together is one, I think I have it on screen now, you can probably see, is basically Drew, or I guess just OG Elizabeth, also with Traitor Meliodas. We already have those characters and outfits in game, so I don't think it'll be them. However, there is this scene right here, which I spoke about in my last video, where they basically fight together, and it's the first time Elizabeth really fights alongside Meliodas, if anything, almost protecting him in a way. And obviously, as you can see, Meli has got his base outfit on here. I don't imagine he's going to wear that outfit, because that'd be very boring. But the one thing we did speak about is that Bloody Elizabeth's outfit, this outfit right now on screen, is yet to be an outfit in-game. So it's more likely they're going to probably base sort of this little bit, or they completely mix something up. That's always a possibility. But if they're going to start off like a base outfit that evolves into something we haven't seen before, they can definitely do that. But I think the best way to do it is definitely with this Elizabeth right here, which I think one of her best outfits. So I'd love to see that in-game. This is the Meliodas everyone thought was going to come out at the end of the year, because it's the final Meli in 7 Sins. You know, we've gone basically everyone, right? So I still think this actually might be the Meli we're going to get in terms of like an actual outfit, because he's obviously not had an outfit in game just yet. Or it's possible he can obviously go back, and I would love to see it, and I'll talk about more of that later on. Just another Assault Meli, right? Just give us Assault Meli as another playable character, and then maybe save this actual Meliodas for, let's say, the movies, right? But I think timeline-wise, you know, we only get one Meli a year, basically, and I think next year, we're probably more likely to get the King Meli from, obviously, Fun and Apocalypse, which has his own new outfit. So I think this is probably the only time they can kind of give this outfit now. So yeah, I'm going to say we're definitely going to get this Meli in this outfit, and then probably alongside get Elizabeth in the actual pink outfit, which I guess both do go together like, quite well, although they are just like different time periods a little bit, but I think it still works. They can also give this outfit on screen. Would it make sense for end of year? it fits the theme a little bit, like wedding, New Year's, you know, it kind of fits a little bit. We've had like the White Day Melly before, but yeah, having like a Wedding Day Melly and a Wedding Day Elizabeth as like the New Year festival could also work too, so I guess I wouldn't be surprised if to see this one. And I guess the final thing we'll talk about is how they're actually going to work, right? So I did say, and I know a lot of you commented as well about it, but having two humanoid characters on screen in one slot could be kind of jarring a little bit and may take up a lot of space, especially when we start to get more dual characters, like we get, let's say, Dirt, Diane, and King, and then we get, obviously, Escanor and Merlin, and then, obviously, by then we already have Elizabeth and Meliodas. Having a full team of Sins, which, by the way, will look sick, having all 6 of them on screen. Of course, you're missing Goldthorpe, but, you know, it is what it is. But it could be kind of confusing, so I guess one thing people are suggesting I think also could work too is that the new talent feature we've seen in the game, where Lancelot can obviously read minds and see the skills, that could be a simple switch mechanic. This is something I kind of made a while ago actually, if you watch my Demon Slayer video, where throughout the course of the game basically, he could click this button and switch towards his water form, or his water breathing, or also fire breathing, the Himokage Kagawa form, right? And also, when you start the actual game, you're able to select the character you want. So if you want to be a bit more defensive, and you want to bring probably Elizabeth, who's going to be more maybe oriented towards healing and shielding, right? You can click that button and then boom, just keep on Elizabeth. And then if you want to start with Melly, you can then switch it over. This will look so cool in the UI, and something that obviously you can see on screen. I've done it. We've seen it already with the crocodile. Then they can definitely implement this. But yeah, if it is based on Bloody Elizabeth, how are they going to make her like a support character? She might be more of a DPS, but they could do either or. Just give it the outfit. I think it's kind of fine, right? But I guess if the characters are going to be switching in between the two, that means you're going to have skills unique towards the Elizabeth and then skills unique towards the Meliodas. It's also possible they can both have different ultimates, right? You can actually have Meliodas who has a different ultimate, and you have Elizabeth who has a different ultimate. So maybe it's finally time you get a character above the SR rarity that will be Meliodas on full counter. Honestly, I won't be surprised if the full counter melee we do get bypasses all passives and just ignores Millen's little 1 HP dragon rampages and just insta-kills her. And then the final thing I want to talk about is the attributes. What would the attribute be for the new Meliodas and Elizabeth? It might just be blue, just to have type advantage against Millen, if we're being honest. That's the simplest way of doing it. But of course, in the trailer we saw so far, they do show the light and dark, which once again is more, I would say, a repetition of obviously Elizabeth and Melly being light and dark. I don't think it necessarily means they're going to be light and dark attributes, but you know, some people will say, okay, if you're a melee, you have the darkness attribute, and if you then switch over towards Elizabeth, you're going to be more defensive, and you then have the light attribute. That is something they can definitely do, but I don't know how I feel about the light and dark ones. I think it would maybe make a bit more sense if it was like normal color wheel where it's blue, green, red, and we haven't seen any light and darks UR characters yet, so maybe the actually will be the first one. I'm not too sure how I feel about this one. I think it's probably better off just to be one actual color, because then there's positives and drawbacks too. It's just better to be one color, and I guess to be fair, it doesn't really matter what color you are, because Millen is always gonna be type advantage anyway. So yeah, I guess being light type will probably be the best thing, so you at least have that light type passive to where you can, you know, tank a little bit. But yeah, guys, that's all I have to say about this new character and all my theories and predictions we have so far. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for it? I know there are 3 people that weren't too happy about Meliodas, but now with the fact that it's Melly and Elizabeth, at least there's some flavor and spice towards it. It's not just plain Melly. And even if you don't enjoy the concept too much, I do think the fact that it's the first dual character in the game, however it may work, it's going to be fun to play around with, and if it can be broken, well, people are going to suffer for it anyway, right? So yeah, guys, thank you for watching the video, and yeah, peace.